Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Coe Show. My name is Mason Coe. Here, sitting across from me, as always, my co-host Aaron Coe.
Hello.
At Mason Charles Coe, at Aaron Coe 29 on Twitter. Subscribe to the channel. Over 50% of you guys aren't, which is lame as hell. Make an account if you have to. It's
like
not
the
hard.
goat said, just do it.
Ebook on Amazon, hardcover on Lulu.com. Hopefully more news on that coming soon. Today is Wednesday, October 28th, and congratulations to people that are fans of, the big LA teams all around the world. They have another championship. Obviously, Lakers winning the finals, 3 weeks ago now, and the Dodgers last night finally taking it home. First time since 88?
88. Tommy Lasorda.
Tommy Lasorda. And
who's the guy with the bad knee that came? Kurt
Gibson. Kurt Gibson.
Yeah.
Yeah. Clayton Kershaw finally getting over the hump. The worst Seager brother winning the World Series MVP. Yeah, we have the other two. We have the other two.
Yay. Oops.
Congrats to them. We said it before. We were okay with seeing the Dodgers getting over the hump at this point, I think. They do kind of just buy a bunch of guys and, whatever, but
they do, but they and they certainly have, but they also had a lot of the studs on that team were draft picks, and
a lot of the pitching.
They did what I hope the Mariners will do, or what teams should do, is you develop a strong farm system, you develop the players, they become good players, you make a couple trades here and there where you need to, and then and only then do you go out and write checks for free agents.
Write checks and also write an algorithm that can tell you what pitch is being thrown to you, like the Astros.
That does help.
Yeah. But yeah, especially with that too, the Dodgers were the main victim. Dodgers and Yankees were the two main victims of the Astros cheating. So I'm definitely fine with seeing them win one. It's hard to say because the Dodgers had that play where anyone near the ball made an error, and Randy ended up scoring and winning. That was what game? Was that game 5? No, it was game 4 because they tied up the series.
Right, game 4, yeah.
So, they probably shouldn't have won that one. But in a game like game 6, you have a pitcher doing very well, and he's your ace. He's Cy Young. You pull him. We'll touch more on that later. Yeah, we'll touch more on that later.
Yes.
But, just really kind of dumb decision there by Kevin Cash. There are some coaches that, we talk about Stan Van Gundy kind of in the same way. It just seems like when they get to that moment, they just overthink.
Yeah.
Clearly, Kevin Cash and clearly Stan Van Gundy are both great at their jobs. They took teams that shouldn't have got to their respective championships. And is it respective? Okay, yeah. I did say that. Respective championships. And then they just kind of, I don't know if I want to say shit the bed, but kind of, like when you start changing everything and you start getting in your own head, it can really affect the decisions you make, and that can affect the outcome, obviously. And this seems like a case where you see what's happening on the field and you ignore the numbers. I know, I'm a big advocate for analytics most of the time, but there comes times when you just got to toss it out the window.
Yeah, and I'll have more to say about that a little bit later. Yeah. But yes, it's pretty amazing. I mean, Tampa Bay, they get there. I think I don't remember the exact numbers, but I want to say that they have like a $29 million payroll or something like that. It's less than 35K. I can say that with confidence. I can't remember the exact number.
Yeah.
And the Dodgers are way over 100 million. Yeah. So you don't have to have the biggest payroll to compete. You just have to find the right players.
Yep, right players. They have to buy in and the right, right manager and coaches.
Yeah, so, and, congrats to the Dodgers. It's kind of a weird way to win the World Series with a shortened season, but no fans. Although the Dodgers fans would have all left in the 7th inning anyway.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? They probably still would. Got to beat the traffic.
Yep.
Ugh.
I don't know if you saw the video of the fireworks going off in LA, but there was like a local news helicopter flying, and they were like, the ticker on the bottom just said illegal fireworks going off all over LA, and the news reporter was like, the police have asked them again and again to not do this, but they are not listening. Our helicopter, and it's just like every street corner, just bang, bang, bang.
Wow.
And I actually saw a comedian, Josh Potter, he's the opener for one of our favorite comedians, tweet that I forget what the app's called, but basically just a neighborhood watch type app, didn't tweet it. It sent him a notification that 25 gunshots were heard, but it was all fireworks.
Right.
Yeah. So congrats to the city of LA. It's, I think Richard Jefferson said this might be the best LA sports has ever looked. You got the Lakers and Clippers being two of the, I guess we could still say top 5.
Maybe.
Still two very good teams, very competitive teams. We won't talk about the Angels, but the Dodgers obviously winning their thing, Lakers, and then also the Chargers are only 2-5, but they look good. They do.
They have some promise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the Rams are 5-2, I think.
I think so.
Yeah.
They lost to the 49ers.
Yeah. So, I haven't been alive for long enough to really for sure say that, but it seems like it can't really get much better than this.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't have football just a few years ago at all.
Yeah.
The Clippers have been a joke,
forever.
Until last year, since really during my lifetime.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And the Dodgers have underachieved. I think when you're LA, and to not win a World Series since 1988 is a little bit of a joke.
And to always be right there too.
Yeah.
It's not just that they have incompetent ownership or anything like that. They're always right there.
Yeah.
And
But the Dodgers have pretty good fans. They have some actual fans.
Yeah.
The Lakers do to some extent. There's a lot more phonies in that crowd, but the Dodgers have some real normal people fans. So I kind of respect that. I would have liked to have seen Tampa Bay win, but I can live with it.
Yeah, so. For sure. Yeah. So
hopefully in my lifetime, or at least in yours, maybe the Mariners will get there someday.
Goodness.
When our rebuilding project is over.
Yeah, it's only been officially a rebuild since 2007 or something.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
So I think that's when the official rebuild started, even though we were bad before then even. But yeah I guess moving forward, we got some basketball news. Oh. Wow, basketball news year round. We got the NBA starting December 22nd.
Oh, so wait, are the Sonics coming back?
No.
Okay, then who the fuck cares?
Here's some. Okay, I'll get into something in a sec. But first of all, NBA starts December 22nd with a 72-game schedule. A little worried that they're coming back too soon. I heard there's a chance LeBron sits out for the first month or so. Get
that load management started early.
When you're 35 and they were the last team to play a game. You know what I mean? So this will be October 10th, I think, was their last game. This will be 2 months and 12 days when they normally get 4+-ish. I think 4+ months. So,
right.
35-year-old, especially, every game matters in the NBA, especially with a 10-game shortened season. But LeBron knows when to turn it on, and that's playoff time. It doesn't really matter who he's going to face. He had to face Portland as an 8 seed this year.
Do you turn it off? He turns it off in the finals, though, sometimes.
Shut the fuck up.
I agree. They got to be careful with this, and if you have older really any players, to me, you better be limiting some minutes on guys and having some guys not play as much, and it's hard, but I think they really do need to get going at Christmas, because that's when, that's a big time for them to get going. So.
I think they should just start on NBA Christmas should be the start of every season. I don't, that obviously messes with stats or whatever, but who really cares? And also we do need to keep in mind that NBPA has to approve this. I'm pretty sure. Okay. So I haven't heard any players come out and be like, fuck this. So it seems like it should be okay, but we'll see.
If I were them, I would say, okay, then we need to add one more roster spot per team.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to load manage a little bit. Mm-hmm. So if I were them, I would say, if I were them, I'm not going to try to push it back, but I'm going to try to, it's a good way to advocate for more players to be in the league, and also to help the players that are already there.
There's got to be some form of compromise there. Yeah, I would think. I mean, maybe the NBPA is just hyped to get back, but as we've seen increasingly in the last decade or so, players are becoming much more outspoken and what their demands are, and they've been pushing a lot harder for them, which I think in general is good for sports. So, I mean, I guess we'll see. Obviously, I hope basketball comes back as soon as possible. It'd be great. And speaking of coming back, Amare Stoudemire, after dominating Jerusalem, I'm pretty sure, and Greece, and he might have won a championship with Rick Pitino in Greece. I might be wrong because Pitino went to Greece.
I haven't paid as much to Greece.
Yeah,
basketball as our fans that are listening right now have.
Yeah. But Stoudemire it's interesting that he has been pretty dominant, in the foreign countries he's played in. I think he is an official citizen of Israel or something. I don't know.
Right.
But he's coming back to the Nets. Not exactly sure what his role is going to be. You got DeAndre Jordan there, and you got Jarrett Allen, who's very good young piece that has been in a lot of trade rumors. It'll be really interesting to see what he does. It could just be a Tyson Chandler thing where you're like, oh,
he's going to do anything.
Where you're like, oh shit, Tyson Chandler's on the Rockets. Remember that when that happened in the playoffs?
Who's that guy? Who's that tall guy?
Yeah, with the huge beard. It might legit be one of those deals, but just interesting, I guess.
It interested me in that I'm like, that guy still plays.
Yeah.
Because I remember him. I mean, I think of him. How long has he been out of the league? I mean, it's been a few years.
Oh, man. It's been at least 5, I think.
Yeah. I don't think you're going to see him on the court a whole lot.
Yeah. All right. Why the fuck do you have Jordan as the GOAT just admit it in our goddamn... LeBron just won a championship. Can you just relax? Can you relax? What is this doing in our notes? What is this? I know it's the off season and we got to, find things to talk about. What the fuck is this doing here?
Poke. That's what that is.
Jesus. All right.
You'll admit it someday.
Deleting it.
We'll have this debate someday.
Yeah, well,
that's probably isn't the right time.
But... Yeah, we just, it's one of those things where we want to gather all our points and really... make sure we present everything.
And then you'll finally admit it. So, let me know when you're ready.
All right. Yeah, I will. Moving on. Fuck. So Arizona Hoops is in deep shit. They should have been a long time ago. I don't really know what's happening here. Go ahead, I guess.
I don't know why this has taken so long, and it's still ongoing. We're not there yet. There are a bunch of the NCAA put forth a bunch of official, I forget what they call it, a letter of notice or something, a phrase like that. You've been served, something like that. But there are a bunch of allegations that they're investigating. 5 are level 1. Level 1 is the worst one. So
what does that entail? What does level 1 mean, really?
It means that's you were doing this seriously. This
paid guys a lot of money type thing?
This isn't you texted a recruit,
okay.
3 times instead of 2 times.
So it is a recruiting thing? All of this is still a recruiting thing? It's not like well, I guess Pitino taking his players to whorehouses is still a recruiting thing, but
don't really see the problem. Just good, clean fun out there in Kentucky.
Sure. Yeah, those Kentucky hoes.
God, at least take him to another state. Jesus.
Yeah. All right.
But, it could mean, but Arizona's still, they're standing by their man,
Sean?
Yeah.
Mr. Sean Miller?
Yeah. It's bizarre.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. If I were those players, I'd be transferring now, because this is going to be another example where the players who are going to get punished, meaning they're going to miss, there will be a tournament ban. I guarantee you they're going to be out of postseason play for at least a year. You'll see Sean Miller get banned for a half season, probably not even a whole season.
I don't get why they don't ban those guys forever.
Yeah, I know.
Forever.
Yeah, when you're caught on tape. I mean, there was an HBO documentary about this dude 6 months ago, and they're just now saying, oh,
wait,
we're investigating.
Like an intern was like, you guys ever see that documentary? They just had no clue. They just had no idea about this doc.
Yeah, what is this documentary? Yeah. Okay, I've been sitting here in COVID restrictions for 6 months, and what is this? This is interesting.
Yeah.
Shit, here are some allegations.
Yeah, not great.
But to me, the thing that sucks is the guys that are going to get punished for this weren't even on the damn team when all this happened, although maybe they got some bags from it. I don't know. But so they got to let those guys. This is one of the reasons why you need to let players transfer a little bit easier, because you shouldn't pay a penalty for what somebody else did.
They should at least have some sort of exception or like application for exception, like a unusual circumstance or something.
At the very least.
Like there should be at the very, well, really they should just make it easier to transfer.
Yeah.
But at the very least, there's got to be like, hey, my coach completely like pile drived my program.
Yeah.
Like, let me move. There should be no question there. But of course they're gonna, Sean Miller's still gonna be making money at Arizona, and
well, you know what?
The players won't be able to play in the tournament and whatever.
Since this shit has gone down, this dude has made $10 million.
Fuck.
So he's gonna be just fine. He's going to be okay. Even if they fire him today, he's made $10 million since these allegations started coming out.
I don't like pocket watching or whatever. And I like a lot of the time, I don't like the idea of completely telling a guy he has no career anymore. But when it has directly to do with cheating in that career, and it's not like this is a scout that's making $45,000 a year or something. Like, This is one of the highest paid public employees of Arizona.
Yeah.
And probably top 3. Like,
maybe I
top
don't know
2.
what Herm Edwards and Kevin Sumlin are making, but he's right there with them, I'm sure. Yeah.
So I don't feel bad if this guy has to fuck off to Greece for the rest of his life and live in fucking beautiful Santorini and coach a shitty basketball team with players that don't speak his language. I don't care if he has to do that.
Now, here's the thing, he cheated like that. He's given DeAndre Ayton bags. Is that his name, right? DeAndre
Ayton.
Giving him a bag, and he still can't get to a Final Four.
I know.
If you're, if you're gonna cheat and win, I can live with that. If you're gonna be honest and lose, I can live with that. But you cannot cheat and lose. That's unacceptable.
You cheated, like the whole way. It's bad. You cheated, which caused other teams, particularly in the Pac-12, to suffer. You are wrapping all these players up, whether they have to have received money or not. You're wrapping all these players up in it, and then you don't even succeed for your fans, and now your fans are fucked over because they're gonna have to hear about us talking about it and other people on Twitter laughing about, like, it just the whole way. It's just bad. Nothing good comes of this.
Although it would be so, if they had won a national championship, it'd be so much of a bigger story.
True, yeah.
Imagine if the Astros had never made it out of the division round, or
probably the same thing would have happened because Rob Manfred didn't do jack shit.
That's a good.
He got massively booed last night when he was handing the trophy over, and it looked like he was gonna cry. I don't know if he realizes that people hate him. I don't know if he knows.
I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know if he actually knows, but
if the Astros, it wouldn't be as big a story.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't.
If they had flamed out It wouldn't. If they disappointed in the playoffs, it wouldn't be as big of a story.
For sure.
It's a bigger story because they have rings and trophies.
Has Aaron Gordon directly been linked to this? Because
I don't know.
Even when he was there, I was like, this is sus.
Yeah,
and there hadn't been all these huge stories, and I was pretty young at the time, and I was like, why did he come from Florida to play at Arizona? Who at the time they weren't. They weren't.
They've been a power for a long time, but they were a little bit down when he came.
And then he just completely turned them around.
Yeah.
For however long he was there, and yeah, I was like, at the time, I was like, this is weird. Yeah. But who knows? By the way, Aaron Gordon's got to get out of Orlando, man. I feel like he's a decent player. He just needs to get out of there. I hope maybe Lakers trade for him.
Oh God, probably.
Yeah.
Because we just want 4 good teams in the NBA and every other city to fucking
I would
their
not.
lives.
For the record, I would not want the Lakers to trade for Aaron Gordon. I would not. I am fine with the amount of superstars on each team there is right now. We don't need. I mean, Aaron Gordon's not a superstar, but I think if he was playing alongside them, it would. Anyway, doesn't matter. So I guess that's basketball talk. Moving towards kind of more baseball stuff that we definitely should have talked about when we talked about the World Series, but that's my fault. J.P. Crawford and Evan White, the 2 young boys, Gold Glove finalists.
I forgot to look and see if they announced who the actual winners were.
Me too. I just saw that they were finalists on Twitter. I don't really care. I don't ever look at these awards, really.
Yeah. I find it interesting who the Gold Glove teams are. I don't know if I probably would have heard if they had announced it. Maybe that comes out after the World Series, which is weird.
Yeah.
But I don't honestly.
Winners named on November 3rd.
Okay. So Election Day. All right.
Oh wow.
that won't get buried.
Yeah. Seriously. Fuck. Evan White wins his first Gold Glove.
Nobody's gonna give
I'm gonna be tweeting about the Gold Glove, and God. Twitter's gonna be lit on fire either way.
Wow.
Yeah. Great, but
I want a Gold Glove. Maybe you should bat one-handed. There must be something wrong with the other hand that's on the bat.
Yeah. So that's really cool.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, hey, great. Find some hitters though.
Mm-hmm. I'm surprised that they got that recognition.
Yeah, White. I mean, White didn't surprise me because everybody's been talking about him forever.
Yeah. And Crawford has some real flashy good plays.
Crawford has flashed, but I hadn't heard him mentioned as one of the top shortstops.
I was surprised. I didn't even know until I saw it in the notes. I just saw the Evan White thing, and I was like, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm surprised about Crawford, but that is cool. Especially considering we're not a great team right now. Yeah. So it's cool to see that recognition. I feel like baseball's better about that than especially basketball. Is they'll recognize they're great players even if they're on shitty teams. Like Mike Trout hasn't lost hype because he never made the playoffs really, unless you're a dumbass. But so that's cool. So kind of going back to Game 4, it was with one of the craziest things to ever happen in a baseball game, let alone a World Series game, and a very important World Series game at that. But you pose the question here, does baseball have the most memorable moments?
Yeah. And
I would say yes. And the reason I think it's because of the lull. It's the lull of the game, Right. It's the calmness. And then when something crazy happens, it's like really crazy. And I feel like errors in baseball are the most like brutal thing to watch. It's more so than an air ball, more so than a bad pass, just a ball going under a glove or a guy sailing a ball. It just looks terrible.
Yeah.
So, there's those memorable moments, and then there's the home runs. And those, when a player makes a three-pointer at the buzzer, how many three-pointers were made that game?
Yeah. There's not it's not a special shot usually, unless they're falling out of bounds or, it's way outside or something like that. Or
home runs are always special.
Yeah.
So there's that too. And you could make the argument for a walk-off hit too. But we're not even talking about walk-off hits, really. It's more like specific big moments. And when you think about the NBA, the big moments are the big shots. And, you'll have the odd J.R. Smith getting the offensive rebound and taking the ball out when the game's tied, not knowing that they weren't up, and losing game one because of that. It's the famous LeBron meme.
Yeah.
So there's those moments, but for the most part, the big moments are the big shots. Baseball, the big moments are the big fuck-ups for like a lot of it.
Or the dramatic home runs. But often it's the big fuck-ups. Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, home runs are rare. 3-pointers aren't.
So this is a little off topic. What's your favorite, like if you were trick-or-treating, what's your favorite candy in the bag? Just stay with me. Just bear with me.
Okay,
bear with me.
Okay.
You don't have to think too long. Like
Twix.
Twix. You love the okay.
I love Twix. I especially as a kid. That was my shit.
Damn good. I would have gone with the Reese's peanut butter cup. But
I know you would have.
Whatever. I like it all though. Yeah. I like the Butterfinger. Yeah, I love it all. But anyway, so if you've been eating, pretty healthy, and I hand you a Twix bar, that motherfucker is good.
Oh yeah.
Like candygasm. But if you've trick or treated and you're just
housing
through
it,
that, you are just draining that thing. On like your 9th Twix bar, doesn't taste all that great.
It's not as special.
Yeah. So I think there's some of that. So if you watch an NBA game, like, there's a great play, but the ball is moving.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't have a whole bunch of time to just savor that moment.
Yeah.
Like that Twix bar, when you haven't had anything, you're like, oh damn, I've been waiting. It was hard to wait, but god damn, this is good. And I think baseball offers that, and for some people that means the game moves too slow. But a dramatic home run, for example, I'll stick with the positive side of the dramatics, but. There's catcher throws it back to the pitcher looks at if there's runners on, looks at the runner, go through the signs, and there's so much drama.
There's anticipation before, and you have time to savor it.
And you're
after.
Just sitting there, and if you really care about the outcome of the game, you're on pins and needles.
Yeah.
And this next pitch, like it could be nothing, it could be the game winner, the game loser.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's so many things that can happen.
Yeah, and even if it is nothing, it still means something. A foul ball brings it to a 2-strike count, and now the whole situation on the dynamic on the mound is different. Or if it already is 2 strikes, another foul ball, you're getting in the pitcher's head. What do I throw next? A ball now. The pitcher's got to throw a strike. Even when quote unquote nothing happens, there are things happening, and that just causes you, like you said, more and more of the pins and needles. The more nothing happens.
Each pitch, you're like, what's going to happen? What's going to happen?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Foul ball. All right. We're still alive here. So, and, we had the debate earlier, like, what's the bigger play in Seattle sports history? Is it the tip or is it Edgar's double?
Mm-hmm.
And the tip, in the end, meant more because it put you in the Super Bowl. But I've never felt just the drama like I felt in, leading up to Edgar's double and before and after. And I still I've heard that call 100 times.
Me too. Yeah.
And I still get a tear in my eye every
I get
time.
goosebumps.
I get goosebumps. Yeah.
It's crazy. So obviously I saw the tip live.
Yeah.
I was not alive for the double.
Yeah.
When I watch the tip, I get that feeling. But I still even get it more so when I watch the double, and I wasn't, it shouldn't. I mean, it has a lot of significance for me, but I wasn't even alive to see it, hear it, anything. So the fact that it creates that for me just kind of, I feel like goes to show. And I like watching football more than baseball too. I would say I'm a bigger Seahawks fan than, I can't really say I'm a bigger Seahawks fan than a Mariners fan, but you know what I mean? That moment is way more personal to me, the tip, but the call, and especially with Niehaus,
that's part of it.
That's part of it. But yeah, just the double, seeing Griffey around third and the smile and stuff. It just creates like,
There's so many things.
There's an aura behind big baseball moments.
There's so many things, in that sequence, how the runners get on, the pitch. Oh, he's swinging. What's going to happen? Oh, he hit it. Where's it going?
Yeah.
You go, oh, I think it's going to get down. Okay. We're going to tie the game.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you watch Griffey chugging around the bases, so you don't know how that's going to end. Yeah. So there's just so much with that play. Like it's, I don't know. I think baseball's not my favorite game to watch, but like think about all the dramatic moments that you can name in baseball versus the ones you can name in basketball.
Yeah, basketball, like I said, it's just...
Or football, for that matter.
Basketball, it's just, Kobe hit a buzzer beater against the Suns after Steve Blake stole the inbound. Like, you can just do that. You can, Tim Duncan hitting a game winner off the glass, Tracy McGrady scoring however many points, 13 and 33, I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah. You got those, but baseball, it's like, it's really unique. So
how many times have you heard about those plays versus Reggie Jackson, Kirk Gibson?
Yeah.
Like even those things happen, 30 plus, 40 plus years ago.
Yeah.
You still hear about those, and you hear about them probably more often than the plays that you just referenced that I can't even visualize at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. And I guess, so the way the Rays Game 4 play happened was a lot different than what happened in the Mariners game, but just the whole play at the plate thing was the same.
Yeah.
And I think play at the plate is probably the most exciting.
Yeah.
Exciting thing in all sports. And just the way it happened, like this will be a play, even though the Dodgers won. Yeah. The whole series. That'll be a play I remember for the rest of my life. I do remember AD hitting the buzzer beater in the Mamba jerseys in the playoffs this year. Yeah. I know for a fact there was another buzzer beater, but I can't picture it at all. I know for a fact there was another buzzer beater that I watched live. I don't remember it. I don't remember what it was. Yeah. So what does that tell you?
Yeah, so I think it's, I guess that's one of the benefits of a slow-moving game is you just have more time to digest it and take it all in and build your stress level. There's just a lot to it. So
yeah,
I don't know. I think, even though baseball is down, I think, just those dramatic moments are tough to beat. So, but for me, it usually has to be the World Series or my team. And my
me
team
too.
has not provided me with a lot. So.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah. Future's looking bright.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, we're doing it the right. We're using the right method.
Yeah.
Have we found the right guys? That'll be the question.
Yep, for sure. All right. Finally, moving on to some NFL news. Monday we were kind of doom and gloom because the Seahawks suffered their first loss.
Yeah.
But today the Seahawks got better.
They did.
Seahawks got better today. Traded B.J. Finney in a 7th for a guy that got 9 sacks last year in Carlos Dunlap.
He has 82 and a half sacks in his career.
Yeah.
Not young, but he's 31. He's not over the hill.
31, and he has 1 sack this year, which is already great for us.
It's team leader.
Yeah, team leader. So I mean, I'll just read off his last 4 years. He got 9, 8, 7.5, 8, and the year before that was 13.5. So, yeah, he wanted out of Cincinnati. Tweeted a listing for his home direct 5 minutes after they lost on Sunday. So, glad he could get himself out of there, and especially glad he came to Seattle. And I am totally fine with what we sent. Totally fine.
I mean, we've had B.J. Finney is a backup guard. We've had backup guards play this season because guys have been banged up. B.J. Finney hasn't seen the field, so he's not even on the radar. He's like the last guy on the roster, basically. He also, did not have a small contract. I think it was 2 years, $9 million. So, they get out from under that. That's a cap number that's going to help them. So,
yeah.
Great trade. I was bummed when I heard that Everyone Griffen had been traded to, I forget where he went now.
The Lions.
The Lions, that's right.
He wanted to go to the Lions.
Okay.
He is happy to go to the Lions.
I don't think I want a guy that wanted to go to the Lions. Like, that's not my kind of guy.
Yeah, honestly. Man, by the way, just real quick mention, Cowboys are a fucking dumpster fire officially. Yeah. It's official. They just dealt out Everyone Griffen, who they just
are a
signed.
Hot mess inside a dumpster fire inside a train wreck.
Who said that? That's a quote.
Yeah, it is. It is. I stole that.
I forget.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Google it.
Yeah. No. So just, I like you said, I was like, damn it.
Because we're running out of guys.
Yeah.
Like we needed a guy.
Yeah, we do. We really
Mostly
do.
for my mental health more than anything. Mm-hmm. But yeah, if you look at the Seahawks defense, you could argue that the secondary has struggled a bit, although PFF they're not too bad. The linebackers have been pretty good despite some injuries. But I'll tell you what, do you know how you make a cornerback better?
Don't let the quarterback throw.
Yeah,
or make him throw really fast.
Yeah, don't let him have all day long.
Yeah.
Don't in the Arizona game, don't let him have 50 dropbacks without getting touched.
Jesus, yeah. It's nuts.
Without even getting rushed.
It's nuts.
Other than one time. So, I will say I don't know what this guy's gonna do, but he adds something, and he cannot possibly be worse than what's than what's starting out
Seriously,
there now. So
yeah.
he won't play this week, but I'm sure they'll get him in the game next week.
Yep. All right, and then also just someone to look at that I would like to is Quinnen Williams. That would be pretty dope. I mean, I feel like that's kind of.
I feel like he's kind of a bust.
He could be. I don't know.
He was the 3rd overall pick a couple of years ago. He's still young, hasn't done a whole lot. I think he's like a Michael Bennett kind of player.
Right.
So he's a bigger DN that moves inside.
Yeah, I mean, with the amount we gave up for Dunlap, we have room to give up more for another guy.
I think, to me, the Jamal Adams trade was we're going all in kind of a deal.
Yeah.
Like we our next 2 years we expect to we're going to do everything we can to win a Super Bowl. Yet they've not gone all in some other regards. So let's find another guy if you can.
Well, let's talk about the Jamal Adams trade, because another question you posed in the notes is potentially, instead of giving the first rounders for Jamal, you keep those and trade a second for Yannick.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to do that. I like where we're at. I like Jamal Adams.
Yeah.
I think it's worth it.
I think it's easy to say because he hasn't played and he had one game that wasn't real great.
Mm-hmm.
But again, the starting secondary, we've played 6 games now. They've been together for 77 snaps, which is about the equivalent of one game.
Mm-hmm.
So I still think the secondary is going to be solid if they can have some reasonable health there. If you can keep Trey off the field a little bit more, that would help. So I think they're going to be good. I think our linebackers are really strong. If the pass rush can just get a little make a guy sweat.
Yeah.
A couple times a game.
Yeah. Just make the guy pay attention to you. Just make him force him to at least consider the possibility that he's going to get rushed on any given play.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think this will obviously help a lot. And then also Jamal coming back. That's huge. With the combination of Dunlap and Jamal getting the pass rushes in there will, I think, hopefully help us a lot.
Yeah.
And speaking on Trey Flowers, when he's on the field, they should just rush Jamal Adams, because that motherfucker plays safety anyway. I mean, he just...
Well, he was a safety in college.
Yeah,
maybe they should try moving him back there. I don't know.
Plays 12 yards off the goddamn DeAndre Hopkins when he's guarding him. So
yeah.
Anyway, so another thing about Yannick is the Vikings traded him right away to Baltimore, which that's
because
also
they're giving up.
You think it has nothing to do with Yannick? It has everything to do with the Vikings?
I think it's the Vikings. We traded him because we thought we were going to compete. We're not going to compete. Let's get our draft pick back.
And the other thing is Yannick. So Yannick is from, I believe, Maryland or DC or that area.
Okay.
and he was really excited to go to Baltimore. He said that's where he always wanted to go, which, players.
It's a great organization. Who wouldn't want to go there?
Right,
yeah.
and players will say that, but that also makes me wonder. Yeah, seriously, that does make me wonder. How would he have liked the prospect of going to Seattle? I mean, everyone likes it here. It seems like.
I think he was tweeting about it a little bit. There were
true.
hints from him.
True. So
but
either way,
he's off the table. So.
He is. Yeah. So
I heard
some
people talking about JJ Watt.
I know, dude.
But I just don't see it.
How much would we have to give up?
First of all, Bill O'Brien's gone.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no fleecing him quite like that anymore.
He's also, to me. So if I'm Houston, he's a guy that I keep.
Yeah.
Unless he's really demanding a trade.
Yeah.
He's the face of your franchise. He's very connected to the area.
He sells all the jerseys and tickets.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
That's
he was,
it.
Was big during the floods and all that.
Yeah.
Like that, they love him.
Yeah.
So if I were them, I think they would demand a ridiculous amount, and Seahawks don't have a ridiculous amount to give up.
We already
anymore.
gave up a ridiculous amount.
Yeah,
for Jamal,
I think that's pie in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, make the call.
Yeah.
John,
yeah.
I bet John's already made the call.
Yeah.
He always does, but you can't. That's one that even if they wanted to, I don't think they have the resources to pull that off.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, speaking of kind of going back, speaking of Baltimore, Des Bryant signed to the practice squad. He's been running routes on Instagram for the last few years, so he doesn't. I mean, he looks still
they
pretty quick.
They should have signed Amari Stoudemire. I bet he could run some good routes.
Yeah.
Post guys up down the field.
It is something to monitor because it's not like he was bad when he's. He
wasn't very good his last couple of years. Like if you look at his stats, he was down. He was down.
I think he was dealing with some, and then he got injured in New Orleans. People just completely forget that he was in New Orleans for a sec.
I don't even remember that at all.
He got injured before he got to play a game for him.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but seeing him in just like a New Orleans practice jersey is weird even. But
you can't get separation. I mean, you could use him as a jump ball guy here and there.
Yeah, and the thing is we do have to realize where he's going. It's Baltimore. Yeah. It's John Harbaugh. It's an offense that seemingly revolutionized the idea of what a quarterback can do, and obviously Lamar Jackson is a huge part of that with just how insane he is. But we're not sending him to a bunch of scrubs here. Like they'll find something for him that will help them, and whether that is a role that sees him on the field a good chunk of plays, I don't know. But I wouldn't be surprised if you see him score a couple touchdowns this year.
Yeah, he probably will.
Practice squad right now too, by the way. Yeah, so we'll see.
They can ramp him up, and they could cut him if he doesn't have it.
Yeah.
But I think jump ball in the end zone, a couple of slant routes on third down.
Yeah.
So he could be of use to them in some regard, but I don't think he's gonna. Don't pick him up on your fantasy team.
No.
Let me just put it that way.
I'm not gonna do that. Wasn't planning on it. Yeah. So I guess kind of. So by the way, Chris Carson's week to week with the foot injury. Yeah. Who knows what that means? We'll just move right on from that.
So he's definitely out this week. We know that. Yeah.
So with Dante Pettis being on the trade block, we have Philip Dorsett. Is he? What is up with him? Is he going to come back? And hopefully, at this point, it doesn't seem like Josh Gordon's coming back this season, but hopefully someday. And so, would you be interested in bringing Pettis?
I don't think right now. I don't think he's the right.
Yeah,
you're not looking for. I mean, he's. You got to view him as more of a project now. So to me, he's more of a guy that goes to a rebuilding
Dolphins.
team.
He'd be a good fit for the Dolphins or something.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, it's not right for the Seahawks.
I still think he could be pretty legit. I don't know.
I don't know what the hell happened because he had some moments in his rookie year and then he just completely disappeared. And I know the 49ers have some other guys.
They're pretty deep, but
still, it just seems odd.
The fact that they've drafted Ayuk too, that just shows they don't.
It seems like Shanahan hates him, and I don't know. Maybe he's earned that. Maybe he's. I don't know. I can't tell you.
Yeah. Who knows?
It seems like Shanahan just flat out doesn't like him for whatever reason. I thought it was weird that, even during his rookie year, this guy set the NCAA record for touchdown returns on punt.
See, that's returns. The thing is like, maybe even as just a special teamer.
How are you not having that guy return punts? Yeah. It's very strange. So I don't know the details. I don't know. But no, I wouldn't. I probably wouldn't trade for him if I were the Seahawks. And I don't, you don't see a whole lot of interdivision trades anyway.
It's what are we really gonna give up for Dante Pettis? Yeah. Anyway.
But I hope he goes somewhere else so he hopefully gets a chance to resurrect his career.
Yeah, because I think he can be serviceable.
That sure seems like it. He demonstrated it already in his rookie year, and then just wiped off the face of the earth. I don't know, but hopefully he gets another shot somewhere.
Speaking of some UW stuff, we got a QB competition.
Oh my God! Yeah,
Mr. Sermon.
Okay. Anyway,
just gonna not.
Let's not talk too much about him. Okay.
Okay. Sermon.
Okay. So I'll tell you. So. The reporters got to see some of the quarterbacks in action during the open session. You want to know?
Okay.
Yeah, you want to know what they got to see?
Huh.
So the reporters right now get like 20 minutes on Friday to watch.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like a lot of the reporters get to watch the Seahawks. They get to watch them like before they stretch. Like they don't, the Seahawks don't even want to reveal their stretching routine. I swear. But anyway,
God.
So I'm exaggerating a little bit there. But this is what the reporters got to see. They got to see there are seven quarterbacks on the UW roster.
What? Really? Is that normal?
A couple of them are walk-ons.
Is that normal? Is
yeah,
that a normal thing?
Somewhat. You usually have 4 or 5 scholarship guys and a couple walk-ons.
Okay.
So the reporters got to see 6 of those 7 quarterbacks take a snap at the same time from 6 different centers.
Hey, well, we know that number 7 is not going to be playing this year. That's what we know. Whoever that number 7 is, write him out.
Yeah, write him
off.
So he's been eliminated.
6-man QB competition. Love to see it.
He's been voted out by his.
He was the weakest link.
He's the weakest link. So he didn't get a rose, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But
they put out his flame.
They show too many reality shows.
Yeah.
They show, or sorry,
You've
they
been
showed a
evicted
video
from the doghouse.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
They showed a video of Asa Turner, who's a safety, picking off 3 different quarterbacks. So that's not very encouraging. Yeah.
All at the same play on that 6-man snap.
He picked them all off.
Yeah.
Just shoot. She was like a drill.
Yeah.
NFL combine drill.
Yeah.
But it looks like what I'm hearing is, now I'm blanking on his name. The 35-year-old.
Oh, yeah.
13th year guy that they have.
No, I don't remember his name. I'll
Kevin something.
Yeah.
Kevin Thompson.
Kevin Thompson. There we go.
I've felt all along. So that guy walked away from a starting job to come play it, to come be at UW. To me, I don't think he makes that move unless the coaches said, we think, you got a really good chance to start for us.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't come there to be the backup. So that's always been a signal for me. But it sounds like he's probably the front runner along with Dylan Morris, who's a redshirt sophomore, freshman, I can't remember.
Yeah.
Sermon may be the odd man out, and he is odd.
Very odd.
So, did I say Peter Sermon? Jacob Sermon? There's a Peter Sermon.
You said Jacob. Yeah, Peter's his brother, right? Or is that
I don't know.
The linebacker?
There's a bunch of them.
Yeah, there is.
There's this coach, too, with that. Who's like his uncle or whatever. But anyway, so it sounds like those two. But to me, I really think the plan all along has been Thompson gets you through this year, although now he could play 2 more years. He could play his 8th year of college football, because this season doesn't count toward your eligibility. And then you got Sam Heward coming in, probably to take the job next year as a true freshman. I think that's kind of the plan.
I like to see that a younger guy is getting the QB job hopefully soon.
And you got Ethan Garbers too, who's a very talented. He's a true freshman this year.
Yeah. So yeah, I think the recipe for a UW team getting to a college football playoff is to have probably a quarterback that's very dominant, and I think the best chance of that is having at least a 2 or 3 year starter.
Right.
So I don't see a UW team or really any Pac-12 team getting to the dance unless they're obviously they have the record for it. They have some big wins, but I also think it's going to take a star quarterback.
Yeah.
Like I think there's got to be some hype somewhere.
Yep.
There's got to be a reason that people want to see them play.
Yeah. I should turn this on to watch this quarterback play.
Yeah. Yeah. Which was Jake Browning when we made it.
Yeah, it was.
It was. So
it was. It didn't go as great after
didn't
that.
Pan out. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird to say that now, but yeah.
But that year he was
Heisman candidate.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I mean, other than that, I guess it calls for.
Oh baby!
The Howard Schultz Clown of the Week. Today, I'm gonna go first. Today, this is the first self clown of the week.
Oh.
I broke my fucking TV this morning. That's why we couldn't show anything on screen. Broke my TV.
You are the clown of the week.
I'm the clown of the week. I was moving the podcast setup to where it's supposed to be, and we have this one right here, but it's not it. It can't. It won't work for what we need here. I am the clown of the week.
I heard the crash. And I walk over, I'm like, hey, you okay? And I didn't hear a sound. I'm like, well, either he's fine or he's dead. Either way, there's nothing I can do
about it. Guess we'll find out when his room starts smelling really bad. I guess we'll find out. So I'm the clown of the week. Along with...
Sorry, man.
No, it's fine.
So I'm going to go with Kevin Cash, the manager of the Rays. And, this is one of those things where you never know. I mean, maybe they would have lost by more runs, but you have a former Cy Young Award winner who's in the very prime of his career getting pulled at 73 pitches. He had allowed he allowed 2 hits in that inning. There was only one guy on. So it's not like this isn't like he gets hit, gives up 3 straight hits or is walking guys. He gives up 1 hit. He hung a slider a little bit, To me, I'm sorry, but hey, if Joe Torre had pulled Roger Clemens in 2000 or 2001, maybe the Mariners win a game.
Yeah, and the crazy thing about this is he brings in a guy that's given up runs in 6 straight postseason appearances, and brings him in for like you said, ace in his prime. Yeah, coming off of Cy Young, like. What the hell,
And his name's Nick Anderson. That's not a great playoff
name.
not
a good playoff, not a good clutch name at all. Look up Nick Anderson free throws if you don't know what we're talking about, because he was a shitty player after that night. Yeah. And also what's weird is no one blames you if you leave Blake Snell in there and he gives up a hit.
Not in that situation.
No one blames you.
Yeah. So, now if he walks a guy after that or gives up another hit, okay. Yeah. I'm with you on that.
But even just from a self-preservation standpoint, why aren't you keeping them in?
These guys, you're bigger on analytics than I am. Mm-hmm. I believe they have a place. I want to be aware of them.
I think there's too much of it in baseball. I will say that.
Too much. What the hell is this guy for? If hire a fucking accountant or something, Yeah. What's your Uncle Pat up to right now? send his ass out there. If all we need is a guy who can read a goddamn spreadsheet. And this guy's hitting, this against this guy.
God, you sound old as fuck right now. I'm just gonna say that.
But what do you like? What is that guy for?
In this instance, I 100% agree. Just take your eyes off the screen or the paper and just look at the field and see what's happening.
Understand the moment.
Yeah, your ace is pitching a shutout. He's a probably top 5 pitcher in the league, starter at least, and. he's dominating currently tonight.
After 73 pitches, we're not talking about 100 pitches.
No.
73 pitches.
73, yeah. And what are you saving him for?
9 strikeouts.
What are you saving him for? There's not enough time. There wouldn't be enough time to save him for a Game 7.
Yeah.
What do you, like... And he obviously Blake Snell was fucking pissed about it too. He didn't want to come out.
Yeah,
he just fucking A. I think that's what he said. But yeah, obviously he's pissed. Like he's your ace.
Yeah.
If I was out there, man, I would let the manager hear it. I'm surprised that he was so calm handing the ball over. Like I would have just shoved it in his chest and thrown my glove. Like like that's ridiculous. And then the next pitch, I don't know if it was the next pitch, the next hitter, it's Mookie coming up. So that is the one thing that's the argument. By the way, that's what the analytics were saying. The more a hitter faces a pitcher throughout a game, the better their average is against that pitcher without fail. It just happens because they see more pitches. You have the top of the order coming up. So you don't want Mookie Betts facing a pitcher 3 times because chances are he'll get the best of him in one of those 3. But the difference is you have Mookie Betts is one of the best hitters in the league. Blake Snell's one of the best pitchers in the league.
Yeah.
And he's shoving tonight.
Yeah. And so this is not your number 3 start. If it's your number 2 or 3 starter, even if it's a, Class B number 1 starter.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. Or maybe the guy hasn't been super sharp, but he was dominant, 9 strikeouts. He threw 73 pitches and got 9 strikeouts. And what is
73 through
5 1/3.
5 1/3. Yeah. I mean, that's good. Like
one bad pitch gives up a hit, and I just, hey, again, certain situations, I'm with the analytics, but I don't know, man, if I'm going down, if I'm losing the World Series, it ain't going to be with that move. It's, hey, if I leave my ace in there too long and that's how I get beat, like I can sleep at night with that one. I can't sleep at night putting in a fucking reliever who, I don't know. I mean, we're not talking about Mariano Rivera here. I don't know a whole lot about Nick Anderson, but I don't think I'd really heard his name before today.
You know what I know? He's given up. You know what I know? He's given up 6.
Yeah.
He's given up runs in 6 straight postseason appearances. So you're not even going to a hot hand. It's not. It's just I don't understand.
If you're gonna do that, you better bring in your best reliever.
Like I get it, but I don't understand it. Like it's just I don't know. It's hard to tell if Kevin Cash is just so hardcore on analytics or if he just shit his pants. But you know what this also does? I don't know. Blake Snell, it probably won't affect him. I feel like this removes confidence in your starting pitchers as a whole because you're sitting there on pins and needles. You're sitting there, looking over your shoulder every time you throw a bad pitch. Like, I've already faced this hitter twice, so now if I walk a guy, I'm getting pulled. And now he's, now he gives up. Now he throws a meatball or vice versa. He gives up a hit and he's looking over his shoulder like, oh shit, I better not leave one hanging again. So now he's walking guy. Like, I feel like there is a psychological effect there that has not been explored, and it's hard to really say. And obviously, different people will get affected differently by that. But when you got a guy that's out there rolling, and he feels like even when he's having his best night, you're still gonna not trust him. That removes confidence.
Yeah.
And it removes. I guess just the will to really go all in, and he wants to win just as bad, but it's like, what am I working so hard for if the coach is just going to pull me when it's the biggest moment? Right. And like he won't consciously think that and just start eating chips and not lifting anymore. But but that I feel like that there's a psychological effect, especially baseball being the most cerebral sport.
Yeah.
Other than apparently NASCAR, by the way. NASCAR drivers have the highest IQ, or race car. I think in general, race car drivers have the highest IQ out of sports, any sports. Kind of funny because their fans have the lowest. But baseball's second. The point is, baseball is second.
Yeah.
The players have the second highest IQ out of. So it's like, such a cerebral sport that messing with the guy's groove, messing with his head, even just a little bit, can lead to bad things.
To me, the only way you do this, the Cubs did this when they won the World Series. They bring in Chapman, right?
Mm-hmm.
And brought. So to me, if you have the most dominant closer in the game and you decide, okay, I got to get through the top of this inning or through the top of this lineup. I could buy that. Like if you brought in just an absolute steamroller to mow down, their next 4 hitters or, that, okay, maybe I can dance with you on that. But Nick Anderson, no.
It's just not, there's no reason, honestly. Yeah. Anyway, that's I guess that's Clown of the Week. Me and Kevin Cash. I will say I only lost a few $100 and that guy lost a World Series. So it sucks for me, but sucks for him more.
Yes.
All right, moving on. We got our lock of the week. Do you want to go first for that?
Sure. By the way, I lost one a couple of weeks ago. I got back in the win column this week. So 8-1. I'm gonna toot my own horn. I'm 8-1.
Hell yeah! So I believe I'm 5-3. I was like 3-3 I was 2-3 and I'm on a hot streak.
Yeah, I struggled early.
I was going too bold with my picks.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go Pittsburgh, Baltimore. I want the over 46.5 on that.
Ooh, interesting. Two good defenses, but also two good offenses.
There's gonna be some plays made in the game, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Big swings.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
God damn, they're giving Philly 7.5 here, huh? Yeah. So usually what I like to do is just pick a spread I see and go with the underdog to cover. I'm not gonna. I almost want to pick the Jets to cover 19.5, and it was at 21. Oh my God. That is. Have you ever seen a line bigger than that?
In the NFL, I don't remember.
That like
double digits is huge.
When we play like Portland Tech, when UW plays like Portland Tech, that's the line. That's so insane.
You don't see that in the NFL because in theory they should be in the same league.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with a little bit of a bold pick here. A little less of a a take that is like, oh, the Panthers, they're giving the Panthers +8, so I'm gonna pick them. Now I'm gonna pick the Bills to cover against the Patriots -3.5. Okay. I think the Patriots are kind of a mess right now, and I just don't think they can score enough points to cover there. Yeah. So I'm just also I don't know what the over under is, but fucking give me the under there too, honestly. It's it's
a pretty low number. I looked at that one.
November 1st in Buffalo at I guess 1 p.m. there, and So, but my lock of the week is Buffalo covering -3.5. I need to start being more creative with my locks and just not picking teams to cover. But we should try to mix that up a little bit more, I guess. So next we've got Player of the Week. Player of the Week.
I'm gonna go with that bloodbath that is the NFC East.
Yep.
Who's gonna emerge? Who can win 6 games and claim that division? So I'm gonna go with Carson Wentz to put up some big numbers.
Wow. Okay.
So I'll say 300 yards and 3 total touchdowns. One of them may be rushing, so I'm gonna go with him to have a big game. Now, my players of the week have not been as strong as my lock of the week.
this could be an ugly one too.
Could be really bad. So don't pick them up on your fantasy team based on my advice. Bet your house and your children on the over in the Pittsburgh-Baltimore game. Bet the college fund, the kids' college fund. You'll be fine. It'll be fine. Just do that. But don't pick up Carson Wentz on your fantasy team. But we'll go with him for Player of the Week.
All right, I like that, honestly. So my Player of the Week, this is gonna be a homer pick. If he plays, it's gonna be Jamal Adams. I think he's basically perfect for stopping the 49ers offense. I think he'll probably have a sack. I think, he doesn't get picks really, but I think he'll kind of be all over the place like we've seen him before. So I'm not necessarily saying he's going to have this super insane, crazy game that we remember forever, but I think he's going to have a very, very good game. If he does not play, my pick, this is kind of a bitch pick, but I'm going with Derrick Henry against the Bengals. They just traded away Carlos Dunlap. So, Geno Atkins doesn't want to be there seemingly either. So no one's – and who on that defense is going to be like, yeah, I want to tackle Derrick Henry this week? No, we're 1-5-1. We're playing for a lot right now.
Right.
In maybe the best division in football other than the NFC West. So, yeah.
That's going to be he's going to bloody some guys.
I don't think he'll be available in your fantasy league, but definitally play him if you got him. Yeah. If you weren't already, I don't know why you're playing fantasy, but so I mean, Jamal Adams if he plays, but also, put down in parentheses Derrick Henry. I just think that's, I mean, come on, he's been the player of the week pretty much every week. So
my perfect play in this game. This is like my dream scenario in this game.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see Jimmy G trying to hit Kittle on a slant,
mm-hmm.
and he puts it a little bit behind, just a little bit on the wrong shoulder, like he's prone to do.
Yeah,
and Jamal Adams just lights him up,
just cracking his
as
spine
the ball gets there.
Not literally cracking his spine.
Not
don't,
literally.
Don't root for injuries.
Don't
root for injuries. I love George Kittle.
Jars the ball loose just as it hits his hand, and then it gets picked off by whoever's there.
Trey Flowers. This is my Trey Flowers pick. Is it gonna pick?
It's gonna happen
someday.
Is it gonna hit?
My Trey Flowers pick. The pick of my Trey Flowers pick is gonna hit someday. It will. Right. It'll hit someday. Right. I did say it was going to happen against the Dolphins in like week 2 or whatever, but it's going to hit. I'm just going to keep saying it's going to happen. So, yeah. I guess that kind of covers everything. Anything else? Oh, actually, we could just very quickly run through some interesting notes about week 7.
Okay.
I already covered the Seahawks-Cardinals game. Lions coming back to beat the Falcons. Falcons find new ways to lose every week. They're now 1-6. I don't understand what is wrong with that franchise, but mess. Browns Bengals was a great game, surprisingly.
Yeah.
I think 5 go-ahead touchdowns back and forth total, which is nearly a record. And great throw by Baker and great catch by Donovan Peoples-Jones to end the game there. Joe, right after this game, that's when Carlos Dunlap was tweeting people to make offers for his house.
What was he so pissed about anyway? I don't think it that much to know.
I saw a tweet or a headline or something saying that him and Geno are not happy with their playing time, which is really weird because they're 2 of their best players on defense.
Wow.
But either they're not happy with that or they're just fed up with losing every fucking year. So,
yeah, that could be it. That'll do it.
Yeah, but and we got Steelers-Titans was another great game. Titans were down like 27-3 or something and almost came back. Panthers covered. Let's go.
There you go.
Teddy Bridgewater covering beast. Jets were up 10-3 on the Bills. Bills came back. Cowboys are a fucking mess. Lost 25-3. Andy Dalton's out. You got Ben DiNucci, baby.
Ooh.
Ben DiNucci. Yeah.
I remember that fucking guy. Great fucking guy.
Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes only throws for 200 and 2 touchdowns, but a pick 6 and a kick return help them. They can win in every fucking way. It's just so unfair. Yeah. 43-16 against the shitty Broncos team. Niners, Patriots, Stidham in, Cam benched. I'm just going to go ahead and say I was wrong about Cam, I guess. I do think that they are the lowest. They are by far the lowest team to pass on early downs. It seems like a lot of their pass plays come on 3rd and long. Yeah. So I don't think Cam is in the best situation, but I will say I was wrong about Cam being. I don't think I said he was going to be elite again. I think I said he was going to be like a very good quarterback. I was wrong.
He looked awful.
I'll just say I was wrong. And the way he's throwing the ball looks weird too. So it didn't have the same zip as I thought it would coming back too. So yeah, I'm just going to say I was wrong there.
They just don't. It seems like they don't trust him to throw the ball a whole lot.
Yeah,
it's okay, I guess we have to throw it now.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't trust him. So
yeah, 2 shitty teams with 2 quarterbacks from the Pac-12 matching up. Justin Herbert gets the best of Gardner Minshew. Gardner Minshew still had a decent game. 14 for 27, 173, and 2 touchdowns. Not fantastic, but when the Jaguars put up 29 points, they're happy.
Yeah.
But okay. Are we ready to say we're wrong about Justin Herbert?
Yeah, I think I kind of said that last week. I mean, he looks fantastic.
He just looks great.
So if he stays healthy,
he looks great. Yeah,
and can handle that. The next question is can you handle an off season coming into next season as the guy?
That's the thing.
So we'll see about that. But right now he looks great.
I'm gonna go ahead. I'll be Skip Bayless here. I'll buckle down and say I don't think. And by the way, I don't care how Oregon players do in the NFL. Yeah. I don't care.
I don't either. Whatever.
We already talked about this. Don't care. So I'm not rooting for this kid to fail and not make a lot of money because I want everyone to get paid too. I'm gonna go ahead and buckle down and say when he, keep in mind they're still 2-4. He's been playing really well. I don't think he is going to be all that. I still don't think he's gonna be. I think he'll be a solid starter and he'll be in the league for a while. I think he'll be around for a while. I don't think you'll ever see people in a consensus. In a consensus? How do you? Because consensually is not the same.
No, that's not what we're looking for. That's not the same. I always get that.
Yes.
But
consensus. I don't think you'll ever see a consensus that he's elite. I don't think maybe there will be the people that said Joe Flacco was elite, saying that he's elite. But
I think he has a chance to be a top 7 guy. But I think he'll kind of be in that that I don't know 9 to 13, upper half, but barely.
Kirk Cousins, I can see him being Kirk Cousins.
Right? Oh boy, don't put that on him.
Yeah,
Jesus.
No. Kirk Cousins isn't 9 to 13 either. He's like 15 to. He's like 13 to 18.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my prediction for Justin Herbert is Kirk Cousins. And then I think we have one more game left here. We got Bears Rams. Bears finally looked like the Bears should have and lost. Yeah. Rams didn't look too great, but they looked okay.
Yeah.
At times they looked really good. I will say at times, they had a pick. The offense looked like it was clicking a little more.
It did, yeah.
But still only 24 points, 7. I think they scored a touchdown pretty quickly after that turnover too. So really 17 points without the help of the defense. But it did look like they were clicking more. All right.
It's going to be interesting as we get into the NFC West games.
Yeah.
They start banging on each other, kind of who emerges from that.
Yeah, I know.
All the teams have looked good and bad at times.
Yeah,
so
for real,
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, all right. Well, you got anything else? I really need to pee, so I had to pee for a while
Thank you
now.
for the update.
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing that on the show. No, I don't have anything else. I mean, it's 49ers week, baby.
It is, yeah, Niners week.
That's
Fuck
always
the
a
Niners.
must win. I don't care what the records are. It's like the Apple Cup. Gotta win it.
Mm-hmm.
But and they do get the. I don't know what the series record is, but I think it's become a really good rivalry. And
oh yeah. It's since. When do you think it started? Do you think it started with the Russ versus Kaepernick? Like, do you think that's when the real rivalry started?
That's when it got really big.
Yeah.
Prior to that, like one team was good and the other team wasn't. You know, so that wasn't a great rivalry. But yeah, it started with Harbaugh and Pete Carroll, who were rivals at the college level. Also.
Yeah, I forgot about that too. Yeah. They hated each other, like legit. Did not like each other.
Yeah.
So yeah. By the way, Seahawks are 25-17 in the series, which I'm very surprised about.
Wow. I am too, actually, but
I don't know if that's just when they joined the NFC West or not, but 25. I'm pretty sure that's all-time series record. So
yeah, the Seahawks did a lot of damage early in the NFC West days, and then the 49ers have been. The 49ers, it's funny, they've been way up and way down.
Yeah, true.
The Seahawks have been. Pretty solid for the last 20 years, really.
When did we join the NFC West? Was it like kind of after
it was
their real heyday?
2001 or something like that.
Oh, I didn't realize it was that late. So yeah, this is after. This is way after Jerry Rice's heyday and that stuff. Okay, yeah, I thought it was way before that for some reason. But all right, yeah. Thank you if you made it this far. Thank you very much. You're crazy. We got the ebook on Amazon, hardcover on Lulu. It's a good book. Read it. We got Mason Charles Coe, Aaron Coe 29 on Twitter. Subscribe, like, comment. Tell us tell us if you want us to add more segments or something. I don't know. You know, I like doing the segments, so give us some advice, some feedback.
Yeah, we'd love to hear it. Cool. I get thumbs up.
Yeah,
but which is great. I love
it.
It
is, yeah, it is.
But you know, we're always
tell us what we're doing bad.
Yeah,
genuinely. You know, yeah. See ya.
Bye.